to the program, well, staying secured in a digital world. In today's complex cyberspace, the role of the Chief Information Security Officer is more critical and multidimensional than ever, having evolved beyond their traditional boundaries. Security leaders must navigate geopolitical volatility, technological disruption, and systemic cyber risks in order to defend their organizations against expanding attack surfaces. Now we have in the studio to talk about this subject, Olabode Agboola. He's the President, Cybersecurity Experts Association of Nigeria. He's to my left here. And we also have Okorie Ukamaka, is the Group Head, Conduct and Compliance, the Alternative Bank, and she's to my right. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you and good morning.
Yes, to this program. First, if I could start with you, tell us more about, cyber security and the risks that, we face as a country, and of course, as it transcends to organizations as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Cybersecurity has become a global phenomenon, and especially Nigeria is not an exception. And if you look at the way businesses are run nowadays, businesses are run through the use of applications, and every application has got its own inherent vulnerabilities. And this is what the attacker leveraged to cause their cyber issues. So every organization must come to that understanding to agree that there must be a deliberate effort to ensure those vulnerabilities are managed so that there won't be any room for any cyber crook to exploit them. Yeah, so it's becoming a national issue as well, because most organizations in Nigeria that are in critical sector, they also leverage the use of applications. So any single breach on any of this critical sector can affect the Nigeria economy. For instance, oil and gas, for instance, manufacturing, for instance, airspace system, banking and finance. So when there is an issue around this critical sector, Nigeria will take a blow. And that is why governments are now prioritizing security of digital assets in this cyber age.
And how safe is Nigeria? I do know that there was one of the ministers, I think, in the Buhari administration, was very passionate about cyber threats and protecting. The Minister of Information. There was one of the ministers. I can't remember his name now.
That's Professor Pantami.
Pantami, yes, thank you. He was very passionate about this issue. I think it was one of his. That was one of his major drives as a minister, and he did a lot of work, with that. So where are we, in this? Are we still? Did we use that as a stepping stone? I know that the work has been going on in the background, even maybe before he came on board. But where are we now in the state of things with the safety from cyber security threats?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let me first of all say that I'm not a politician.
I know.
So, but I will tell you what I know.
Yes.
The past three administrations, I think this regime is doing excellently well, but there is still a lot to be done. I will give you an example. This administration has set up a separate agency under the Office of National Security Advisor called Nigerian Cyber Crime Coordinating Center, NCCC. So this agency oversees every attack for as much as their tool can enable them, and they also have response system to ensure that Nigeria is safe. Then in June 2024, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also mandates the Olabode, who is the National Security Advisor, to ensure there is a strategy to protect critical national information infrastructure. This is a kind of a group name for critical sectors in the economy, like oil and gas, like airspace, like banking, like manufacturing. So there is a strategy to ensure that these are protected. Then also, we've got National Crime Prohibition Law of 2015. Then now it has been revised to 2025, which has more response time for any cybercrime related issue. Then also, this same administration also has passed into a law, Nigerian Data Protection Act, which also have an agency called Nigerian Data Protection Commission. So this commission has been very effective in ensuring that the safety of personal information is being taken responsibly by organizations. For instance, MultiChoice was fined with 766 million for violating this act. So also Fidelity Bank 555 million for violating this act. So we could see that the government is moving in that direction.
Okay.
But do we have more to do? Yes, we got more to do.
Okay, Dr. Ukamaka, where does all this lead, in your own opinion?
Okay, so in my own opinion, it's a positive direction, towards ensuring safety of data for individuals and organizations, right? And what it has also done for us is, for myself that is coming from a financial institution, so you find out that even the government, from our guidelines of the corporate governance, you find out that it is even important that from the board, everything about cybersecurity is embedded in the system. So you have, is a must that one of the non-executive directors must be knowledgeable or have requisite knowledge in cybersecurity, right? There's also committees that are set up to, and these committees are between the technology, information and communication technology, and then the cybersecurity, where they meet quarterly also to review the safety of the data for the system, and also to ensure that they have an oversight of what happens in the financial institution. And I know it's not just applicable to my bank, the alternative bank, but other banks. So I would say that it is in the right direction.
Okay. Dr. Orlando Olumide Odejide joins us also on the same issue. CEO of Training House Limited joins us from Abuja. Now, in all of this, perhaps one of the questions that I would like to take you up on is whether or not you think people, the populace, is even conscious of this whole digital world security stuff. Okay, I guess I just understand that Dr. Odejide is unavailable. For me, Dr. Mr. Agboola, the challenge is the people. Whether or not the people are even conscious of that, of this whole digital security stuff.
Yeah, I would call it a vulnerability because people's unaware also is a vulnerability. Yeah, so a lot of people in Nigeria are users of technologies, whether for business transactions or for banking or for social media engagement, and all of these have their loopholes. And a lot of people are not aware of basic things they need to do. So I would say that there is a lot to be done when it comes to awareness. That is why our association, in our own little way, we go out of our way to ensure we educate people on how to stay safe. For instance, this October is the Global Information Security Awareness Month, and we've had a lot of programs. We still have more where we educate people on password protections. You will see some people still using their name and 1234 for passwords. Some password is maybe Bola 1234. It is easy for hackers to hack such passwords.
People have too many things to remember now. Putting password in your head.
Yeah, there are tools called password manager. So you can have password manager on your system, and it manages password for every application you have on your system. So you don't have to cram all of those. So, but are people aware that there is anything called password manager? I guess few. So government and institutions and associations needs to step up to educate people, and we need to increase our effort to ensure that even down to the market, people in the market, they are aware of how to protect their digital system.
Ukamaka, I still stay with this human factor. We often hear that people are the weakest link in cybersecurity. So how do we ensure that individuals and organizations become more aware and become more proactive?
Okay, so great question, especially in the era that we find ourselves, So, yes, people are really the weakest link, but it now depends on how the institution, the organization, and the society goes around it. So, and why I'm saying that is, these same people that are the weakest link can later turn around to be the first line defense. So in order to ensure that we eradicate this weak link thing, it has a lot to do about information and capacity building. So for instance, I would always make reference to my organization and what we do around these things to ensure that we are safe and protected. So you see that the trainings cascade down from the board to even the cleaner in the bank. Everybody needs to know what to do and when to do it. So, simple things like clicking on a link can expose a lot of information, reusing passwords, sharing data with people, this thing. So there's a constant and intentional knowledge sharing sessions constantly going on, capacity building that is intentional, so that people are well prepared and well informed of this security risk and what not to do. And again, one thing I found out, that if you empower your employees in terms of resources, right, enough control mechanisms, building their capacity and trusting them, they usually come out better. Okay. And that's how you turn them around to become your first line defense. Okay.
Well, Dr. Odejide, I understand that you are now available for us. So also speak to the human element in all of this. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Great time to discuss creating a culture of cybersecurity. But it all comes down to the people. How well are we doing? What are the inhibitions you think we have in factoring in the people element of this, and where do we go from here?
All right, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me very clearly.
Well, we can hear you.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. I think we all should be worried. I think my organization should be worried. Channel Television should be worried. Everybody should be worried when it comes to cybersecurity. Yesterday, I was with the Chief Information Security of an officer of a bank, and we were doing some testing on his platforms, and we could still see some vulnerabilities that, if anybody who's got a keen eye or who's got any kind of technical expertise could find that out, that would have been a problem even for that particular bank. So cybersecurity is here to stay. It will be here in another 50, another 100 years. And I think all institutions, channels of division should be worried. People are critical. Processes are also very critical, and systems are critical. But as I always will tell people, it's people that will put in the processes, and it's also people that will put in the systems in themselves. So everybody should be worried, and everybody needs to do something about it. Also this week, I was with the executives of a government institution, and the executives were going through a cybersecurity and threat assessment session. And even they were completely surprised at the kinds of vulnerabilities that they are exposed to as an organization, and these are the people who just felt that they were fine ahead of time. So people is a concern. We need to do a lot of awareness, and there will be now, even into the future, awareness for the executives, awareness for the drivers, awareness for the security guards, awareness for every human being or every staff in the organization. And I think that's the key word. How do we ensure that each of our institutions keep running some kind of information security or cybersecurity awareness session all year round? It's not for some people, it's for all of us. And so I think if we do that appropriately, we'll reduce the risk significantly.
So let's bring this home now. I want to quickly go around the room. Mr. Agboola, let me begin with you. You're the president of Cybersecurity Experts in Nigeria, and not all of us are experts. So what should we be hearing from you throughout this month of October? What should the people all over the Federal Republic of Nigeria be hearing from you and your members about staying safe
Thank you very much. We have started since 1st of October, and every day we release one awareness topic, ranging from password security, multi-factor authentication, how to avoid ransomware, how not to use weak password, how to ensure the software you want to use is not full of vulnerabilities, how to avoid downloading software from untrusted sites. So the topics ranges from human-centered topics to organization-centered topics to even cultural-centered topics. So this Wednesday that just passed, we did a summit in Lagos here where which was called Cybersecurity Nigerian Summit, which was attended by banks, CISOs, attended by DG of NITDA, by people who are member of Forbes, and a lot of people attended, and it was very, very impactful. And we've also had invitations from different organizations, for instance, from medical associations, from risk management associations, from the legal department. They collaborate with us to do awareness. So this month is so busy. And we are still looking for more opportunity to collaborate. So even we are be happy to collaborate with channels. Your employee, we can give you free awareness. That's what we do. We don't charge.
Okay. Well, madam, what should we be hearing? Particularly, well, since you're a mother, children, how do we secure them online?
Okay, so great question. Okay, so as a mother, first of all we start with the maturity. What are the ages, or what age should this child even have access to all this information and also be exposed via social media? So mothers have to be intentional about this, right? It's not the time that we must obey what children want, but we have to balance it, because we may obey and end up being the ones to cry. So we have to balance it, And then again, I really don't believe in telling people don't do this without explaining why, right? Because if children grow up understanding why certain things shouldn't be done, it wouldn't be so difficult as this is the law in this house, you mustn't do this. So it goes back to this capacity building in your own home. We start sensitizing these children. We start telling them the implications and the risk.
Absolutely.
And also, it's also encouraging to let them know to prioritize. This should be your priority as at today.
Absolutely.
And not roaring all over the social media, And then finally, to cap it is, even we as mothers, we just don't tell children what not to do, how not to do it, but how do we live exemplary lives? So it means we also have to be careful. The sites we visit, the information we give out there, because they are watching us.
Those children are very, very adventurous.
Exactly. They are watching us.
Yeah, so. Dr. this one is about young people. We've seen claims online that have gotten some young people into trouble.
Yeah.
And they say that they are using it for catching crews and chasing clout. So, in this month of cybersecurity awareness, how, in your opinion, do you think young people all over the nation, the different parts of the country, can stay safe online?
Once again, thank you very much. They're basic things that everybody should know, right? And two things for me. One will be that we all need to know what to do with our phones and what we should not be doing with our phones. And because our phones open up a lot of vulnerabilities for all of us as individuals and even in our homes and in our organizations. So there are key things in terms of the security settings with the browsers and every other kind of setting on our phone. I know on our phones, we only care about Instagram and making calls on WhatsApp, but there are security settings that we should have on each of those platforms, and we all need to be aware of these things. Even if you type it into ChatGPT, what are the top 5 things I need to do on my phone to ensure that I'm secure? It will give you thoughts and ideas on specific things that you need to do, and that will be number one. Number 2 will also be with the computers that we use, either at home or at work, there are security settings that we should have on the systems, and we can't work with computers like we don't understand what they are or that they actually have vulnerabilities. So we also need to address these key things. Once again, ChatGPT will guide you appropriately in terms of some of the things you need to do. And lastly, for me, is this has got to be done at an organizational level and also, tied to homes and institutions. So information security is a big deal. It's a big deal for media houses. It's a big deal for government institutions. It's not only for banks and insurance companies and pension organizations. Even for mosques and churches, everybody should take a formal and structured approach to information security. And hopefully, if we all do that, it will lead to much more secure institutions and to a much more secure country in itself. Thank you very much.
Right, it's all well and good, what we're talking about, creating awareness and, trying to make people aware of these things. But in all of that, that some of the people who are the culprit of, these attacks are also, part of the awareness, listening and seeing what is being done and, how people are being educated. So how do we begin to provide that extra security? For instance, like in places, organizations where, attacks happen, some of the staff in those organizations are working or are collaborating with the people that are perpetrating the attack.
That's insider threat.
Yeah.
That's quite unfortunate that we can't 100% eliminate insider threats. The organization must put control and mechanism in place to ensure that we reduce the impact of insider threats. And one of the ways to get that done is to ensure that controls are put in place, especially access control. And the control should be based on RBAC. RBAC means role-based access control. So someone who has not got in need of any access should not be given that access. And also there should be a lot of structured awareness program. For instance, organizations don't have awareness program for the whole year. They just jump on it anytime and they deliver it. There should be a metrics to measure that January we will do this topic, February that topic, and there should be a metric to measure we are complying to the program and we are doing well. So when that is done, technically we can block this insider threat and also non-technically as well, we can also prevent this insider threat as well.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Well,
it's always a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Years ago, still with a radio station, I created a radio program about cybersecurity because people have very, very costly phones and all they do is text and call.